The CZ Shadow 2 Compact was just released in 2023, and it is being hyped as a competition-ready carry weapon. Of course, the craze for this gun is understandable, considering that it's the smaller brother of the flagship competition pistol of CZ, which is the Shadow 2. But does this gun really live up to the expectations? After firing more than 1,000 rounds from this pistol, I'm giving you my take on this over-the-top handgun from CZ. What's up, everyone? This is Scott from Line 45. In this episode, I am giving my thoughts about the CZ Shadow 2 Compact and its overall performance. Is it a good choice for a carry gun? Or is it something only reserved for enthusiasts and collectors on the range? Watch on and find out. Before we get underway, please remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons. I know it is a chore, but these simple clicks help my channel immensely. Now let's return to the video. The CZ Shadow 2 Compact was introduced in late 2023, and it became the biggest surprise in the firearms market. But to be fair, a lot of shooters, including a number of people that I know, didn't actually buy into this new release by CZ. Many of them asked, "What's the purpose of having a small competition pistol?" Believe it or not, I do understand those sentiments. For those who have used a Shadow 2, you already understand how good that gun is. It's not a fluke that it dominated the carry optics and production divisions in the USPSA. If the gun is already perfect, as others would tout it, then there's no point in downsizing it. Why would you want a gun that has a decreased capacity, weight, and sight radius in the first place? But oh boy, I'm just a sucker for new guns, especially from those brands that I have no reputation for not goofing around. This gun is made by CZ, which is also the maker of the CZ75, the CZ P10F, and the CZTS. These guns are superior in terms of construction quality and performance, especially if you are going to compare them with other similarly or more expensively priced pistols. Though it might sound stupid, I immediately gave the CZ Shadow 2 Compact the same adoration. For the uninitiated, the CZ Shadow 2 Compact actually got a similar treatment as the full-size Shadow 2. Needless to say, there are some changes in its architecture to accommodate its downsizing. When you purchase the gun, it will also give you 2 magazines, each having a capacity of 15 rounds. Plus, given the fact that the entire thing is based on the P01 pistol. Thus, you can actually fit P01 mags to the Shadow 2 Compact, which means that buying magazines for this carry pistol is easy peasy. Aside from those 2 mags, the package also includes a cleaning kit and a hard case. And yeah, you don't need to guess it anymore. This pistol is chambered in the 9mm. The gun has a length of 7.5 inches and a barrel length of 4 inches. It's about 5.4 inches tall, 1.3 inches wide, and about 31 ounces heavy when loaded with an empty mag. Adding to its weight is its 7075 aluminum alloy frame, which has a dust cover and an accessory rail. Hence, customizing the gun with lights and lasers is completely possible. The slide above the barrel of the Shadow 2 Compact shares some similarities with the slide used in Shadow 2. Needless to say, it is just shorter. But it still has those rails inside that merge with the rails outside of its frame that give the gun an impression that it has a low-bore axis. Deep serrations are present on the front and rear of the slide, and they enable hassle-free manipulations. The factory sights installed in the slide of the Shadow 2 Compact are a height-adjustable blacked-out rear sight and a fiber optic front sight. While it's true that I love this setup, I still prefer using high-visibility front sights that aren't reliant on fiber optics, especially if we are talking about personal defense, which is the very purpose why this gun is built in the first place. After all, fibers tend to break easily and have a reputation for being fragile. Plus, the rear sight isn't mounted to the slide. Instead, it's affixed to the cover plate of the optics. What does this mean? Well, if you are like me, who thinks that optics and backup iron sights are vital, then you still have to search for the right height sights and optics plates that are compatible with the optics you use and can accept rear sights. Now, this configuration is present in the aftermarket, but they are a bit expensive. Of course, these iron sights aren't your only option for tracking your targets, as the slide itself has been cut to mount red dots. However, keep in mind that the package doesn't include optic plates, so you need to purchase them. The main problem here is that they are always out of stock, especially those popular footprints. What I did is buy them in Europe because the optics plates here in the US always run out fast. Also, I recommend that you get a steel optic plate, not an aluminum one. The threading on those aluminum plates can get loose, which, in turn, launches the optic. Now that I have covered that part, let's move to the grips of the Shadow 2 Compact. I don't have a lot to say about them, except that they are made from aluminum and they are aggressive enough to keep your hands gripped all the time. These side panels are then matched by an extended adjustable mag release. If I am being honest, the grip texture of the Shadow 2 Compact isn't as aggressive as I expected it to be, but they do work nonetheless. If you love guns with manual safety, the CZ Shadow 2 Compact has it. In particular, it has a manual safety, but it doesn't have a decocker. What this means is that you are allowed to cock and lock the gun while you are carrying it, even if it is a double-action, single-action handgun. And yes, this particular mechanism is similar to many 1911 handguns. To be honest, this is one of the most striking features that made the gun extra appealing to me. The trigger of the CZ Shadow 2 Compact is just impressive. Hey, this is not a best-in-the-class trigger, but it's impressive in its own right. However, it has some changes from the original trigger used in the PZ01. It's not squishy, it's very predictable, and it gives a really good tactile feeling to my fingers. The double action has a pull weight of 10 pounds, but it feels lighter thanks to the flat curve of its trigger, while the single action is just a little over 3 pounds. Again, this is not a best-in-the-class trigger, but it really embodies a trigger that you would want from a pistol with an MSRP of $1,299. It has a shortened reset too, making it feel like you are shooting a race gun. It's not disappointing and actually makes the gun a lot more fun to use in the range. The trigger guard is flat and serrated on its front. Though it may appear like it's just a small detail, it's actually useful for those who have a habit of putting the index finger on that position. And it's also completely possible to operate the trigger while you are wearing gloves, given that the trigger guard is made to be spacious. The Shadow 2 Compact also has a notched hammer, which is a familiar feature to many Shadow 2 handguns. This is a skeletonized hammer, and it includes serrations on the top so you can manipulate it properly. There was a time when the CZ Shadow 2 Compact was really difficult to get. In the first weeks or months of its release, you could not just get them at all. They moved out from the shelves really fast, and I am a witness to that. Even purchases made online are very difficult, as stocks tend to get sold out the moment people are notified about their availability. So, yeah, even though its MSRP is $1,299, the high demand for the gun has pushed its price up to $2,000, which is definitely stunning and almost close to those staccato pistols. So, was the hassle and price worth it? Handling and shooting the CZ Shadow 2 Compact is definitely bliss. And to be fair, it doesn't give a similar feel to the Shadow 2. It's a compact pistol, that's for sure, but the way it shoots is really like a full-size gun. It exudes exceptional reliability. I had 0 malfunctions for my first 1,000 rounds and had 1 or 2 after that because of user error. But that's all there is to it. It cycles different 9mm ammo with precision, including dozens of 124 grain and 115 grain bullets from various brands. It's almost foolproof, to be honest. And I don't see this gun failing as long as you disassemble it for regular cleaning and lubrication. Its accuracy doesn't suck, as I can confidently hit targets at 25 yards with this pistol. Every time I tried hard and summoned my inner marksman, I could maintain an average of 1.3-inch groupings at 20 yards, even if I was just using its iron sights. The trigger is fantastic too. It lets you shoot as fast as you can and consistently offers a crisp wall. So, is the Shadow 2 Compact a good choice for an everyday carry gun? Yes, definitely. Now, people would say that it's the opposite, given that it doesn't have a firing pin block. But if that's the argument, then the same thing is true for those 1911 guns that are being used by many Americans as their primary defensive firearm. The Shadow 2 Compact is a drop-safe gun. What you need to do is to carry it cocked and locked. Alternatively, carry it with a hammer half-cocked while keeping its manual safety disengaged. Any of these routes should let you carry the Shadow 2 Compact safely and conveniently. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more gun videos like this, just click the subscribe button and notification bell. Take care and stay safe.